what's up guys? So today we're taking a look at Klur Entangled, and this is something that one of my Patreons asked if I can make something that like a remake of Klur, and I told him like, look, I can make something probably that sounds similar but not entirely the same, right? Which is what we're taking a look here, right? So not all the sounds are the same, obviously, like I told before, but I think it's still something we can take a look at and learn from. I think there are three main points, like why this track is, I would say, kind of special. And I mean, it's a really beautiful track, but it's special in its own way, right? Because it's very different from a lot of tracks that you hear, right? And there are three main things or points or whatever that I would argue make this track like special, right? So the first one is obviously triplets, right? I talked about this before, right? Ben Bomber and his triplets. So yeah, the use of triplets. The second one is the uneven chord progression. I would call that uneven chord progression. You might call it something else, but yeah, we're gonna take a look at that. And the third one is, I would say, like, if you listen to the original track, it has very, very good sounds. Like the ARP is way more beautiful than mine here, obviously, and all the other sounds in the track are very, I don't know, they really work together well with the track. They're very well selected, I would say. So yeah, I can stop using my fingers now. So yeah, let's take a look at the chords first. And I talked about like the uneven chord progression. And if we take a look at these chords, this is our loop, right? This is our loop of chords that we will be looping throughout the whole track, I think. So maybe not, I didn't go throughout the whole track, but basically this is like the main idea, the main hook, right? And if we take a look at the chords, we have D major, A major, then we have F sharp minor, and then we have B minor, E major, and then F sharp minor, right? And if you take a look at these chords, you can see that they last for 10 bars, right? Usually you have 8 bars of chords, like you have 4 chords that last for 2 bars, so you have like 8 bars of chords that repeat, right? But this one it has 1 chord extra, right? So 2 bars of chord extra, and this makes the whole structure of the track different than what it usually is, right? So you can do this yourself. You can try like uneven chord progressions, like chord progressions that have like 5 chords, 3 chords, that are like not 4, 8, but are various lengths. You know what I mean? And that will make the whole structure of the track different. Like if you take a look here, we're looping here, right? So this is 10 bars of music, right? Usually you loop here, right? And because of that, you can see the whole structure of the track is different than what it is normally, right? So yeah, that's the uneven aspect, the uneven chord aspect of it, right? Then you have like the triplets, which are like, I talked about this before in another video. Check it out if you haven't. But basically, we have these plucks, which I made myself. I don't know if this is how they are written, obviously, but they sound kind of similar, right? They're not like the same, but yeah. And if you take a look, I have the triplet grid here, right? On, and we have triplets here playing all the time, but these, in the middle, is velocity is higher than these, right? These are really quiet, and this one is louder, right? And that's where I get this rhythm. Right? So yeah, that's how I did it. Like in the serum, you have like this velocity, which you can map to cutoff. And basically, if the velocity is lower, right, in the piano roll, it will not open the filter that much, right? If the velocity is higher, then the cutoff will open itself, right? Sorry about that. Yeah, you get this rhythm, right? And like I've said in that video of Ben Bomber and his triplets, you go here, you open the triplet grid, and then you're using, as you can see, 3 notes instead of 4 here, right? right? So that's a big thing in this track, right? Because everything will revolve about around these triplets, like the delays and melodies, and also the ARP will be in triplets. So yeah, this is the triplet aspect of this track, right? So we have these plucks. I made them in Serum. They're not the same, but they have like this cutoff, and they're like really kind of short, right? Then we have this pad sound, which is playing the chords, which I mentioned before, and this one is in Serum preset I made for PML, which is called orchestral strings, right? Which is obviously not, they're not orchestral strings, but they sound kind of like, you know, a bit kind of like that. And yeah, this is playing the chords. Then we have the kick sound, right? And then we have a bass. Which is playing again the chords. So D, A, F, B, E, and F sharp, right? F sharp. Then we also have the sub, right? And I think I actually opened the bass here a bit more. Right? So yeah, that's it for the bass and the pads. Then we have this stop loop, which is just something I took from the original actually. So it's just like looped. Then we have like the shakers here. And obviously because of the triplet modes, you also have claps. Claps are the same, but the hats are obviously playing differently. You have the triplet grid again activated, and this is how it would sound, right? Okay, this is way too fast. Let's go. Let's just delete. You know what I'm trying to say? This is like you could have it like this. But I just deleted the first note because it's the kick here, right? Like the rhythm is again different than what it usually is, right? Then we have this sound which we keep hearing. This one is, again, we're having triplets here. And this is kind of like a background sound, right? And we have the echo on it. I didn't really use any EQ, although I should. But we can skip this process. We have the triplet grid here activated again on the delay, right? So every delay is almost in triplets, right? Almost. But this pluck will give us that dum 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 dum. Let's just hear it. Right? So that's what is giving us these triplet vibes, right? Because if we turn off the echo, right? Right? It stops, right? But we add the echo. We add the pads. Then we add the ARP. Let's listen to this ARP. And this ARP, again, this is just, I think in the original delete it has, again, a different color. But here what is important is the echo again, right? And it's again triplet mode. So this is the triplet aspect. Because this sounds like without anything, right? Right? But we added the echo on it. And let's hear it with the kick and all these stuffs. Okay, so that's it. Then we have the rides, which are again in triplet kind of, you know, grid and stuff. And these are kind of random, just something random to add a bit of sizzleness, I guess, of more high end. We also have like this top loop from before, some claps, and I also added like some sticks, which are from the studio drummer, I think. This has to load. Bam, bam, bam. Oh yeah, thanks for showing me again. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, I used the studio drummer and they're just sticks. Just to add a bit more stickiness. No, I think in the original track there are some sticks and I wanted to have like something similar. And we also have like some stick fills, right? Which are also in the original, something like that is happening. We have some effects, some just basic sweeps. Again, the vocals here, which are in the original, they are male vocals. Then we have some piano, which basically has like this sort of a supporting role, and it doesn't really play a lot, but it does play in a very specific moments, like here. Right? And then also it plays here. So we're playing, just want everything to die down. Something is still playing. I think the ARP is having a breakdown. But yeah, basically these are again playing the chords. So we have in D, A, F sharp minor, B minor, E major, and then F sharp minor again, right? So that's that. We have some violins and also some pads that come a bit at the end of every section. And let me just solo them. Actually, this pad is really ugly. Not this one? Yeah, this one. This one is kind of ugly, but okay. It's okay. So yeah, this is just playing, kind of following the chord progression again. This is D minor, right? E major, yeah, and F sharp minor, right? It's playing kind of like here's the third, the fifth, and the third, right, of the chords. Now here what I did, I think in the master, I did go like frequency up, right? I also took away the kick before the break. And I think, I don't know what happened for the other stuff. Here I went cut off up. And I think these string sounds I should go, I don't know what I did. Oh yeah, here I went for the whole groove section like this. I went frequency down, right? So we get like this kind of more smooth transition, right? You could also add like reverbs and shit, because we go from the beat, we go into total silence when the ARP starts, right? So I wanted to kind of, in the original, it also has something of that vibe going on, right? So let's just listen to that. So yeah, let's talk about this ARP, right? And this one is really, it's a really interesting ARP. So I actually had a lot of difficulties getting this stuff right, but I'm pretty satisfied at how it worked out. I did some frequency modulation, some decay, just a little bit in the Diva. But yeah, we actually get this sort of tum 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 tum. So it's always had the same pattern, right? But it's always going down, right? One note down, one note down, one note down, one note down, and this low note is very stable. And you can also think about this note. If we transpose it up one octave, we get this sound, da 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 da, right? But what we do is we transpose that down, right? And we get this sound. And these are again triplets, right? These are not 16th notes, right? These are triplets. I could actually make them like this if it's easier for you. You can see that there are 3 notes happening in one, like this tiny section, right? They're not 4, and here are 6 notes, right? Not 8. Let me just do that back. And yeah, they actually kind of follow the chord progression again, but we have like this melody going on here, right? But it's also like, it's not only the it's like all the notes are changing, right? The lowest note is going down and up. The lowest note is actually following the chords, if you can think about it. We have D, we have A, we have F sharp, we have B, E, and F sharp, right? And the middle note and the top note are changing, right? But they still follow the chord progression, right? Here we have the notes of a sus, F sharp sus, right? And here we have the notes of D major. Here we have the notes of A major. Yeah, here we have the notes of F sharp minor 7 with the E, probably. And yeah, let's listen to it again. And here in the second part, we actually get a bit of difference, right? Because if we take a look at this 2 tracks, why did I did that? We can see that this one is going down, but this one here is going up, right? All the other stuff is basically pretty much the same, but the difference here in the beginning, right? And this is probably my favorite part of the track. So, because it works really well, and then the piano also arrives in. After a long time, we don't hear the piano for a really long time, but then it comes in, it's really nice. So yeah, let's take a look at the piano, these arps, the pads, and the pianos. Here. Maybe take a look at So yeah, I fucked it up totally. I was searching for something, but I didn't find it. I was let piano and the. So yeah, this is how it looks. Like this is Yarp, and here is how the piano is. Let me just turn off the ARP so we don't get a delay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We have the violins again playing here, and also these pads which I mentioned before, which are kind of playing at the end of each sections, right? That's pretty much it. For the whole, we have these crashes and sweeps, but this is just pretty much basic stuff I took from sample pack, so I didn't really do much to it. So yeah, I hope you like this breakdown. Obviously it's not as good as the original, but the melodies I think I did pretty much okay, and I hope you learned something new. I hope the mic is good, so let me know what you think in the comments if it's better. Subscribe, smash the like button, and we talk soon, guys. Yes.